Whew, okay. Getting ready for video number 2. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Jen, and today's video is going to be my favorite fruity / sweet, or I guess I could even say the most sweet, the most fruity tomatoes that I grew in 2024. I taste a whole bunch of tomatoes every year with my husband, Ben. And then at the end of that year, I will compile lists of all my favorites. So this one is Fruity Sweets. I have done dwarfs, put that video up already. I have done cherries, that video is up already. And I have done my favorite slicers, that video up already. There's still gonna be Kozulas and Jarsons. I'm not sure if I'm gonna separate those two or put them together. I haven't decided yet. There's gonna be worst of, the ones that I would not grow again. There's going to be best producers in heat and drought, because I tested that out this year. And is there other ones? I can't remember, but there's still more to come for this series. But for today, we're gonna do fruity sweet tomatoes. So the first ones I'm gonna talk about are the Kozula. There's a few Kozulas / Jarsons in here. Like I said, I am gonna be doing a separate video on my favorite Kozulas and Jarsons. So these are not necessarily like favorites. These are ones that were straight up fruity or tasted like super sweet. I don't usually not like that, but there might be one or two in here where I was just like, that's just too sweet. Favorite Kozulas, Jarsons. It might be on here because it was super duper sweet, but it might not be on there because I didn't actually like think it was, I don't want to say the word good, but it wasn't one that I enjoyed because it was too sweet. I think there's a couple on here like that. So but we're gonna get started with a couple of Kozulas, and I think there's a Jarson. Yeah, 1 Jarson, 2 Kozulas. And some of them tasted like different fruits, so they made it onto this list. The first one I'm gonna talk about is Kozula 134. Kozulas are bred by a Polish breeder named Anna Jankowski. I fell in love with Kozulas 2023. That was the first time I grew Kozulas, and there were, I don't know, I must have grew 6, and I think there was like 4 out of the 6 that I just absolutely was blown away by. I loved them. So then I was just like on the hunt for all the Kozulas. I think I grew this year 20 of the different varieties. A lot of the Kozulas are very pretty. This one was no exception. This one was very, very pretty. It was a very large cherry / saladette sized tomato. This one might have been the wildest one that we tasted because it tasted like straight up pineapple. Literally a piece of fruit soaked in pineapple juice. It smelled like pineapple and it tasted like pineapple. It had a Brix of 8. I remember it being the last one that we tasted, and it just blew me away. So this is a definite grow again Kozula. Honestly, I want to grow it again to see if I have the same outcome, because it was just that wild. I was just like, there's no way. I've never tasted a tomato like it before. It was like eating pineapple. No joke. No joke. Kozula 134.
That's very interesting.
Oh, that smells super fruity, like pineapple.
Oh, it does smell like pineapple.
That smells like pineapple.
That's crazy.
Straight pineapple.
Whoa.
Whoa. I taste like it. Whoa.
That is so good.
I'm not expecting that. Holy moly. It's like it was soaked in pineapple juice.
But also tomatoey.
Yeah, but not a lot.
Not a lot. But it's not like...
It's wild. I've never ever smelled a tomato.
That tastes and smells like pineapple.
Yeah. Is it crossed
But it also has a
pineapple?
It also has a little something extra on it at the end.
I've got to know what that's crossed with. That is crazy. I've tasted peachy ones. I've tasted like mango-y ones. I don't think we've ever tasted a pineapple flavored tomato. This Kozula 134 tastes like pineapple. If you like pineapple.
Well, that's like acidic.
Wow, that's so
good. Tangy, pineapple-y. That's good.
That's so good. That's so much fun. Oh, wow. I definitely need to.
How did you say that one's productive or what?
My plant is not, no, I think this is all the fruit I've gotten. My plants here at the house are not dead. Well, some of them are dead. Some of them are just gone. It's not super juicy, is it? That is almost an 8. Surprise, surprise, almost an 8.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, stop eating them because I need to save seeds. This might
That's
be
so
all I
good.
have. That might be all I have. Definitely growing that next year. I am going to have to regrow some of the ones because I'd like to have, like I said, a good seed stash of my own. Because some of them, you know, in trades, you only trade for 5 seeds. And so you start all 5 seeds.
Woo.
Yeah, that one's the best that we've tasted today. The other Kozula I want to talk about is Kozula 139/4. So you can get seeds for this from Tomato Eden or Bounty Hunter seeds. My seeds came from Tomato Eden. One thing I will say about Kozulas and Jarsons both, they can be somewhat unstable. Meaning that if you look at Tomato Eden and Bounty Hunter, the tomatoes for the same tomato might look a little bit different. And that's because they probably grew a little different. Sometimes tomatoes are bred, but they're not completely stabilized before they're put out there. And Kozulas and Jarsons are one of those things that has happened where a bunch of tomatoes, they can be very tasty. We tasted one, that Jarson one. I grew two from 2 different places. They look completely different and they both tasted really good. You can sometimes get variation. So I think, if I remember looking, Bounty Hunters looks a little different than Tomato Eden, and mine did look like from Tomato Eden. So whatever she stabilized, it is more or less stable because it grew the same as what the seeds she was selling. So it's a teardrop shaped bicolor cherry. It is the only Kozula cherry that I've grown. I'm not aware of any others. There probably are some, but I'm not aware. But it's the only one it's really pretty. It kind of reminded me a little bit of my favorite cherry. It's in my favorite cherries video, and it was called Elf Tears. So it reminded me like the shape of it, but Elf Tears was a little bit even smaller, I think, than Kozula 139/4. So it's like a yellow-orange bicolor, and it's super fruity. Tastes like candy. Definitely a Kozula I think you should try to grow. I like it. Super fruity. That tastes like...
Not a fan.
I like it. It's fun.
It's a little long parched. The worst of it.
I like it a lot. It's got like a
it's kind of
fruity
mushy.
taste. Doesn't taste whole lot like the classic tomato flavor.
Oh no.
None.
Nowhere near it.
Skin's not tough.
It's mushy. Like if I didn't have any teeth, I could eat that.
I didn't think it was terribly mushy, but that's the first Kozula cherry I think I've ever tasted.
First one I've ever seen.
Number 3 is Jarson 23. So this is another Polish breeder by, I'm not sure of the full name, but last name is Jarson. So they just use their last name and then they number all the tomatoes that they're trying to stabilize. Jarson 23, you can get this at Tomato Eden again. This one I will say was a super producer. Oh my gosh, I got so many tomatoes off one plant. It was crazy. I just kept thinking that cannot be another Jarson 23, and it was. So it is like this deeper colored, heart-shaped, large slicer, I would say. As the season went on, sometimes you'll get smaller slicers. This one was still putting out decent slicers even in the end. This one smelled good. I remember, we smell the tomatoes because sometimes they don't smell good, but they'll taste good. I don't know why we smell them, but sometimes the scent is pleasing. And this was one where the scent was pleasing as well as the flavor. This is a cross between Cherokee Purple, so there's a winner right there, and then Malachite Box, another winner, so I'm told. I have yet to be able to grow Malachite Box. I'm trying again this year. I've got to taste that tomato. it didn't disappoint. It was a delicious, delicious tomato. Oh, it smells good.
Oh yeah, it does smell good. Mmm.
Mmm. Mmm. Mm-hmm. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Good meat to gel ratio. It's got good flavor, tomato flavor, like traditional tomato flavor. It's sweet, tangy, and the skin's not tough. It's like at perfect ripeness. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous and it's big. Oh, and I forgot to tell you the best part. I think I've said it in other taste tests. You've probably heard it. I don't know when any of them are going to get edited, but my tomato plants are struggling. We had like 6 weeks of 90s temperatures that never let up with no rain. And this one Jarson plant has given me, to this date, I think 8 tomatoes. Big, delicious, gorgeous looking tomatoes. Not all as big as this one. This is probably, I think I've gotten 3 that are this size. So Jarson 23 is already a big winner in my book because one, oh yeah, you're gonna test.
You go ahead and talk, dear.
One, it's productive.
You don't have to stop on.
Oh, it's I was just watching you. It's interesting.
This
it's
is
productive.
only a 5.
Oh,
I mean,
well,
it's good.
I mean,
though.
that's pretty decent for a slice.
Oh, it's good
Number
though.
4, and I do have the seed packet for this. Was Rosa Di Liano. A friend of mine gave me these seeds from Germany. He gave me these as well as, it's the same friend that gave me Carl's Emslandtrobe, and I talked about that cherry variety and my favorite cherries. If you haven't watched that video, it's the very last tomato I talk about, and it's delicious. And Tim, you know your tomatoes, because he sent me Carl's in this one, and they were both they blew me out of the water, both of them. I don't know if you can hear my husband. He's in the garage vacuuming something. I apologize if you can. So I looked this up. It's a Spanish variety. It's from Liano Canterbury region. Oh, and you can get seeds for this one from Tomato FIFO. This one had a Brix of practically 9, and it tasted that way too. When you look these up, I feel like mine were smaller in size than what you can find. I would qualify them as small slicers, not even medium-sized slicers. I don't know if that's where my plant was placed or whatever, but boy, did those small little slicers have some flavor to them. Whew. Again, another one that was very fragrant and smelled great. It literally tasted like someone poured sugar on the tomato, and then you put the tomato in your mouth. It was just like a spoonful of sugar in your mouth. So after the sweetness at the very end of this one, it had like a little bit of acidity to it. So I enjoyed that. Like, it was super sweet, and then it kind of mellowed out and it had some acidity. So I enjoyed that. A little bit of acidity at the end. And it also was very juicy. It had lots of seeds and goo. So if you're someone that likes seeds and goo, Rosa Di Liano is a good one.
Do you know who the world's biggest producer of tomatoes
some more
are?
Of those Carl's Emslandtrobe.
Do you know who the world's biggest producer of tomatoes is?
China.
That's correct. Ding, ding, ding.
Mm.
Whoa.
Whoa. Holy. I was not expecting that. Dang. Dang, that's good. Whoa. That is like somebody poured sugar on it.
Oh, we didn't get to.
What?
We ate the little ones. We didn't get to test them.
That lingers. Shoot.
Daggone it.
Shoot. Well, Lauren taste tested it the other day on her show. I wonder if she did. Whoa, that's sweeter than.
This has got a zinging, like a zinginess to it.
That is. I'm guessing this. I can't believe. If it's not at least an 8, I don't know what would be. That is so sweet and delicious. It's like a 9.
Is it?
I gotta see. Let me put a little more juice on there.
Yeah, that's a super sweet zinger.
Well,
Not very.
That brought it down. That one must not be as sweet. All right, 8.
Oh yeah, it's still at an 8.
8.5. Whew.
8. Yeah, it's over 8. Definitely.
Wow.
Over 8.
Hey Tim, we need to trade some more because, man, you gave me like 2 of the most delicious tomatoes I grew this year.
What do you think of the acidity? Is that what's the zing in my tongue? Because it's not tangy. Like, it's not like a tart or a tangy.
What's acidity? Yeah.
But it's not,
But that, like, you have to search for it past all the sweet.
yeah, I feel it, but
Yeah, oh man, that's good.
Whoa,
Whoa,
I like
that on a tomato, like a BLT.
That is the sweetest tomato we've tried this year.
Yes, it is. Oh my golly. Oh my golly. And then Carl's Emslantrobe, that one's like a super sweet cherry too.
I didn't even know they made them over 8.
Wow, I can't believe that. Wow, yeah, Tim, hit me up, man. I want to trade with you some
Is that
more.
right?
Number 5 is going to be Cookie Select Slicer. Now, if you look up Cookie Select on the internet, it's going to come up with a bunch of different variations of a cherry. Some are just straight deep colored, like brown black tomatoes, brown black cherries, or cherries that are like brown black with striping. I cannot find Cookie Select Slicers. Now, I got these seeds from my friend in Romania. She sent me these last year. But the slicer that mine grew, so she sent me the cherry, which I didn't grow that one, and then she sent me the slicer. So I grew the slicer this year, and it produced these, I don't know what you would call them, large saladettes or very small slicers. They were like this burnt umber, like dark, I guess you could qualify them as a black tomato. Cut, they had very deep coloring on the inside. The plant itself was very heat and drought tolerant for sure, because it was another one that produced throughout the entire season through all my hot sun and no water. It was tangy and sweet. Very tangy and sweet. This one was one, and I'll put this in the fruity side of things because it tasted like a peach. I've tasted other tomatoes that have had like peach notes to them, and this was one that again tasted like fruit. It tasted like a peach. And another thing that I was really impressed by was the shelf life. So I'll throw up a picture. My kitchen table here where I'm sitting, like for 2 months straight, was just covered in tomatoes that Ben and I needed to do taste tests on. And there were some that when you put the tomato on there, you needed to taste test it because it started to over ripen within 3 or 4 days. Cookie Select Slicer, that's what I'm gonna call it. It sat on the table for over 2 weeks and was just fine. So it was one that had a good shelf life too. So I appreciate that, because you know, you want to eat all the tomatoes, but you can't eat all the tomatoes at once. So when they have a good shelf life and you know what those are, you know, you can sometimes eat the ones that you know don't have a good shelf life before you eat those ones that do. So this is one that will sit on the counter for a while without getting rotten.
All right.
All right. Cookie Select. Oh, did I show them the center? It's really pretty. Can you see? I did not show them the center, I don't think.
That's pretty sweet, I think. Don't you think?
I think it's like fruit. It tastes like a peach.
A peach? Let me get a little another.
The skin is super tough though.
Not that bad, I know.
Yeah, it is. It's not breaking apart.
You don't think?
I just have like a big gob of, but peach.
I could see that, yes.
Yeah. But even afterwards,
Oh,
I feel like I just got done eating a peach. Super fruity. I didn't see why people like that one. I wonder if the cherry tastes like it. I might have to grow the cherry next year. Oh, I like that a lot. I like it. I like when a tomato is so unique that it doesn't even taste like you're eating a tomato. I know some people are like, why? If you're growing a tomato, you want it to taste like a tomato. Well, sometimes I don't. Like
It's like 5.9.
Sometimes, yeah, I don't know. It tastes so fruity though.
It is very fruity.
Not very much sugar in it, but it tastes.
That's pretty good though. 6.
It tastes like a peach.
It's pretty high.
That's kind of
6 is.
wild. Kind of wild. It doesn't smell like a peach, but by golly, I felt like I was eating a peach.
Yeah. I didn't really notice. Yeah.
And the meat is a good consistency. Yeah. And
The skin didn't bother me.
Like the ones that are overripe, like the Kozula one, and what was the other one we tasted that was a little overripe?
186.
Yeah, that was a Kozula. But there's some that have been sitting on the table the same amount of time, and they ripen so much quicker, and they're getting overripe really, really fast. But like Cookie Select has been sitting on the table for a while now, and it's still firm. It's like,
that's good.
And they were ripe when I took them off.
Another one that I thought was incredibly sweet was Amber Keys. This one had bricks of 7. It was a super producer. This one, I believe, is a multiflora. If it's not qualified as that, it should be, because my lordy, it just was covered in tomatoes all season. And it's these like green oval long oval cherries. Very unique green color. This is one that's bred by Blaine Horton. I just did my dwarf video and he bred, I think, 4 of the tomatoes in that one. So Blaine Horton, you know how to breed good tasting tomatoes. So I'm going to be on the hunt for all of his varieties and try them. This one, it could have gone in the best of cherries, but I don't know. It somehow got overlooked. So I'm putting it in this one because it was super sweet. Tasted like fruit. Exceptional producer. Just really, really good.
Very sweet. Lots of goo. I showed you the inside, right?
It's okay. Just regular.
Not. These are not juicy.
No.
They're not juicy enough to get on the. Oh no, yeah, okay. So this is a 7. It's very sweet.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of sugar content.
Is this it? Can I have another one?
Yeah. It's just really sweet.
It is just really sweet.
It's sweet, fun shape, very prolific, healthy tomato plant.
The next one is Fuego Rosa. Okay, so let me explain this one. This one I'm gonna put in the fruity category of the fruity sweet. So Fuego Rosa means fire in Spanish, and it does. It looks like fire flames on the tomato. I grew Fuego Verde last year. Again, another pretty tomato. They're similar in shape. I feel like Fuego Rosa for me this year was a little bit bigger. For whatever reason, the outside of it looked furry and felt furry, like it had like a fur on it. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be. I did look up some other pictures. Some of them looked like mine, some of them didn't. So take that as you will. I believe you'd qualify this in the large sauce type varieties. It had a lot of meat to it, like an elongated paste type. This one was bred by the late Fred Hempel of Artisan Seeds. One of its parents is actually striped Roma. It didn't say, when I looked it up, it didn't say what it was crossed with. It just said one of the parents is striped Roma. So striped Roma was crossed with something else, but it didn't say what. So this one wasn't very juicy. And the reason why I put it in this fruity/sweet category of my favorites is because this one tasted like a cherry. It was another oddball where I was just like, I'm tasting cherries. But for Ben, he didn't like it. Now, he doesn't like to eat cherries either, I don't think, so maybe that's why. But he actually described this one, I believe, as a chemical burn. It felt like a chemical burn on his tongue. I don't know what that feels like or tastes like, but apparently he does. And he was not a fan. I don't want to say I loved it, but I'm putting it in this category because it tasted like a fruit. It tasted odd. I mean, it did have a little bit of tomato flavor, but like tomato mixed with cherries. I don't know, but I'm putting it in here because it tasted like a fruit. Fuego Rosa. It's very pretty. It's really pretty. It's almost cherry-like. No?
I don't like, that's weird.
Got a little bit of like a...
That had a stinging on my tongue. Like, not tart or tangy. Almost like, oh. That's not good. That tastes like a chemical burn. You like that?
I'm not getting...
Let me give it another shot.
I'm not having the aversion to it that you are, that's for sure.
Oh, that's weird. I'm gonna try again.
And like as far as like a chemical burn.
Yeah, you can taste it.
You can't tell me what I'm tasting, fool.
You can taste the chemical burn. I thought you were gonna say that's not something you can taste.
I don't know. Maybe do you know that you can? Have you?
I don't know. It just has like a...
Okay.
That's not good.
Okay.
Them flavonoids are not reacting good with my chemistry of my mouth.
I can't remember if Fuego Verde was very good either.
No, I don't like that.
All right, well.
Sorry.
I think it actually tastes like a cherry. Like when you put a cherry in your mouth, that kind of tartness.
I can't taste it.
I don't know. It's fruity.
Maybe I've eaten too many tomatoes.
I don't know. Okay, number 7 is chocolate stripes. This is one that's native to Peru. So if you don't know, tomatoes originated from Peru. This one had a Brix of 7. Chocolate stripes is gorgeous. It's like deep colored, chocolatey mahogany with like green stripes. It's just super pretty. Really pretty tomato. My friend told me I needed to grow this one last year. She sent me seeds. This is her package there. And she wrote on the back of it, top 5. So I was like, oh, well, I need to grow it. She really, really liked it. And it was really, really pretty. So I was sold. It's a huge producer. It had wispier foliage. And for a tomato plant that has wispier foliage, a lot of times I have trouble with those, getting those going. This was not the case for chocolate stripes. It took off and just kept on going. When sliced, it was pretty on the inside. It had good meat to gel ratio that I like. It had a good bite to it, like the biting into it. It was incredibly sweet. Another one of those super sweet ones. But this one, unlike Rosa Di Liano, it didn't have that like tartness at the end. It was just sweet, sweet, sweet. I don't want to say I didn't like it. I did like it, but it was just like way sweet. So if you're someone that likes sweet, 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 chocolate stripes is for you. Okay, ready? Whoa.
Very interesting.
That is so sweet. That is so sweet.
And another little piece of that. Very interesting flavors going on in there.
I'm curious to see just how sweet that is. Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's an 8. That's the sweetest one we've tasted.
Interesting. I like it.
You like it?
Very sweet though.
It's pretty sweet. That's a little more sweet than I like my tomatoes. Also, the meat's a little mushier than I like it to be.
I don't mind it.
I want to cut this one, see if it's the same.
Okay.
Yeah, it feels the same. No. Same flavor. Super sweet. Super sweet.
Very sweet.
Gorgeous tomato. Very productive. Beautiful. Number 8 is Boars Tooth. So Boars Tooth is a Brad Gates variety. I tend to like his varieties, mostly. You can get seeds for his tomatoes from Wild Boar Farms. This one had a Brix of 6.5. It's a Roma shaped, so it's like elongated, paste-like looking, really pretty. I don't know how to describe it, like a darker purpley stripe with, I'll throw up a picture. It's just super pretty. A 2 to 4 ounce, but it's longer than it is like wide. So it's like a, I don't know, icicle shaped? I don't know how you would describe it, but it's a stunning looking tomato. It almost looked similar to the coloring of chocolate stripes, but completely different shape. It also had dainty, wispy foliage that didn't take away from the growth of the plant. Because it's a paste type, it was fairly meaty. It was also like dark on the inside and very, very sweet. So this goes in the sweeter side of the fruity sweet. So it was a sweet one, good consistency. I was surprised I liked it as much as I did because like the size and the fact that it's like aroma type. Sometimes I don't have high hopes for those. This one was good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they taste better when they're sliced like this.
Woo, that's sweet. That's good.
Very sweet and tangy.
Very sweet. Oh yeah, sweet and tangy. That's good. Good way to describe it.
Yes. Good consistency.
Yes, I like the consistency. It's not mushy at all. 6.5. I would have thought it would be sweeter, but for a saladette / slicer, I would say that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
All right, next one is Juan Flame. And I apologize, in my original taste test video, I spelled it wrong. Juan Flame means yellow flame. It is this like perfectly round, beautiful orange color. I would say it's on the smaller side of like if a saladette, or you would call it like a large cherry. And when you cut it, it's even more beautiful on the inside. Everybody recommended this one to me. They said if you like fruity, you like sweet, try Juan Flame. This is an heirloom from France, and seeds can be purchased for this one by Uprising Seeds or from Seed Savers Exchange. Or also Victory Seeds also has Juan Flame. This is a good producer, and it survived the heat and drought. It produced it all season long without succumbing to the drought and the heat. So this one qualifies in the fruity and the sweet category. So it's sweet, but it's also very fruit-like. It's good. It's delicious. I liked it.
It smells great.
Whoa. It tastes like an orange. Very fruity. Very fruity. Yeah, everybody was talking this up about how interesting of a flavor it was. Fruity.
It is very interesting.
Whoopsie.
It's got like that deep...
Wow. You want another one?
It almost has like... It almost tastes like them antho, like that antho flavor, I think. Don't you?
A little bit. Oh yeah. A little bit. That's weird.
It does. It's like
But
a
like,
deep...
I want to see how sweet it is. That's pretty sweet. So I don't know if I've told you guys this in the other videos. I don't think I said it in my last one. This is a refractometer. It tells you the sweetness. Nothing else. A little bit over a 5.
I like that one though.
The juice is orange.
Yeah.
The juice is orange colored because this was all orange colored. I can see where people really like this one because it's quite different.
Yeah.
And it's very uniform in size, very productive. It was one of my first ripened, like this size kind of tomatoes. And obviously, like I've still got a ton of tomatoes on the plant, even though the plant is struggling.
It has like a deep complex.
It does have a little bit like a
something going on in there.
Something antho-y. Oh my gosh! Why didn't you? What the heck?
Did you just do that, or did you put that shirt on like that? You are a dirtball.
Or I don't know if this is 10. I just have it marked as 10. It's Kryptonite. So I've tried growing this one for 3 years. This is the 3rd year I've tried to grow it. I grew Kryptonite not last year, and I got like this red striped. We taste tested it. It was a good tomato.
But I wanted to try the OG Kryptonite, the one that's like green with dark antho striping. It's just like really, really pretty. Like blue, green, yellow. I don't even know how to describe the coloring of it. It's just a stunning looking tomato. Very off the wall coloring. This one is described, if you look it up, as exotic. And I would totally agree with that. It's very off the wall flavor as well as off the wall looks. I would say that this one is a small slicer size. I thought it would be bigger because of pictures, but apparently not. Upon further investigation, it's a small slicer. You can get seeds from Wild Boar Farms, as well as Meraki seeds, and tomato FIFO. I grew this one thinking that I probably wouldn't like it all that much because it had a lot of antho. I was wrong. There's no antho flavor to it at all. And when they say it tastes exotic, the exotic for me came out in the form of, I tasted kiwi. It was like, or that feeling that you get after you've eaten a bunch of kiwi. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like on your tongue? I don't want to say it's like not a burning sensation, but you know, like there's an effect that pineapple and kiwi, things like that, have on your tongue after you eat a ton of them. Kryptonite gave me that. And I think, I'm pretty sure I said that in, the taste test. All right, let's taste her here.
Let's see.
Whoa.
Mmm. Ooh.
That's really good.
That's tart.
That's very.
Mmm.
What am I tasting?
They're kind of fruity at the end. It's
Yeah.
real tart and then cuts. It doesn't taste like it's that sweet, but it's like.
It's almost like kiwi.
I was going to say, is it like a honeydew or something?
I don't know. It's got that, like, when you put kiwi in your mouth, that burst.
Burst of kiwi. I want to know this, a little piece of this. You want another piece?
Yeah.
I'll give you a little piece here.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try it again. Yeah, that's good. That's really interesting. And I don't taste any of the antho like that.
No, there's no
antho.
Weird. It's
Yucky taste.
It's like tangy and then fruity.
Mm-hmm.
Honeydew or kiwi or.
I feel like more
Probably-
akin to when I eat kiwi like
Well, I
that.
have to eat a piece of kiwi to tell you.
All right, the next one. We're getting close to the end. I think I've got a couple more. Poma, Amoris, Minora, Lute. I guess that's how you pronounce that. This is one of the oldest varieties known from the 1500s. So my friend sent me these, and when she told me that that's how old they were, I was so excited. I was like, so they originated from Peru. You can get seeds for this from Meraki seeds. And the meaning of it is little yellow love apple. And they used to call tomatoes way back then love apples. Just carried its name through all those years, which I think is really, really cool. This one, I would qualify it on the fruity. It's sweet too, but fruity in the fact that it had like a citrus note to it. It was a great producer, lots of seeds and goo. If you're someone that likes seeds and goo, but it also had a good bite to it. So it wasn't like mushy because of all the seeds and goo. I really enjoyed this one, and it was a good producer. I don't know if I said that, but I remember. And it's like a larger cherry. Not close to being a saladette type, but a large cherry. And it was like yellow, like a little yellow love apple. That's good flavor. That's yummy.
Yeah.
And it produces really well. And it was ripening really early. It's
fruity.
It's fruity for
Got a
sure.
little citrus in it, don't it?
I think so, yeah.
It's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of crunchy. Not bad crunchy
Yeah, the skin's a little bit on the crunchy side. Let's see how sweet it is. But yeah, it is super sweet. Yeah, 6.5.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. So I was super excited to say
Super excited to save seeds for this one. Because I imagine, like, who doesn't want a tomato from the 1500s? Talk about heirloom.
Yeah, that's good. I will get this better.
That's an heirloom there.
There it is.
All right. The next couple are just going to be like honorable mentions. I'll talk about the first honorable mention because I already talked about it in my favorite cherries, and that's Carl's Emslantrobe. It's super sweet, fruity, delicious. If you want to hear everything else I have to say about it, go watch my favorite cherries. But I won't say anything more about it. But Carl's Emslantrobe, I'm gonna promote that one again in this video because I wanted to put it in here, but like I'd already put it in that one. So, but it's getting an honorable mention because had it not made it into the favorite cherries, it would have made it into the fruity sweet ones because it's delicious. Delicious. The next one I'm going to put in here because it's not actually what it was supposed to be. So this was a cuckoo, meaning I did not get the variety it was supposed to be. So this one I'm calling not Dirty Little Chicken because its name that I was trying to grow, the fruit I was trying to grow was called Dirty Little Chicken. This one was smaller in size than what it was supposed to be, and it had antho all over the shoulders, which again, I thought, oh, I'm not going to like this. I don't know whether it was crossed or this was some sort of variant or mutant that it put out. I'll have to grow it again to see if I get the same outcome or if maybe I don't know. It'd be cool if I could try to stabilize it because it was delicious. Ben really, really liked this one. He wants me to grow it again. So I did save seeds for it, even though it was a cuckoo. I was like, well, let me see if I can grow it and get the same thing. So it's not something that you can purchase, sadly. So that's why I'm just giving it an honorable mention. But it was, I thought it would be a disappointment. It wasn't. It was super delicious. So that's my honorable mention. Dirty Little Chicken. Not Dirty Little Chicken. So excited to eat it. And whoa,
that smells like it's gonna be citrusy.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Yeah, very tart citrus. It's like tingling my tongue.
That is so good. I love that pecker. Man, that's good.
No, it's Dirty Little Chicken. Not called pecker. Dirty
My
Little
bad, I
Chicken.
like that Dirty Little Chicken.
Yeah.
Not Dirty Little Chicken.
Not Dirty
Ooh,
Little
that
Chicken.
is like,
Yeah.
that's
Is it
tangy.
Is it tingling your tongue?
It's like sweet and citrusy, and then at the end it's tangy. Boy, that's good.
Yeah. I wonder
That's
what
not the right tomato?
No, it's not.
Man,
Definitely not. It's not supposed to have any darkness.
Well, that's
See
a
all
good
that
one.
dark color to it?
I like that one.
It doesn't have any of that anthocyanin flavor. I don't know what.
And then people say tomatoes don't smell, and I for sure smelled that citrus.
It's very, what kind of a citrus would you say? Grapefruit?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, because it's very like tart,
Isn't
sour. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
don't
Tingly. Okay, so that is going to be it for my favorite fruity / sweet ones. I know there's a few of you that have been really waiting for this one, and I was excited to record it, and now I need to edit it. Let me know if you've grown any of these. Let me know if you're excited to now grow some of these that you've heard how I enjoyed them. Just leave me a comment, leave me a like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Share it. Share my videos. Please share them. Go back and share my slicers. Go back and share my cherries. Share this one. Share the dwarves. Share them on your Facebook page. Share them on your Instagram. Just help me grow my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And until the next one, you all, I hope you enjoy your day. Bye.